many, many more of you need to start becoming aware that there is so much more you can ask of your divine. And never take the fact that it may not happen the first time you ask as proof that it will never happen. That time is past. It is time to get past those old feelings of no, don't get big, don't be vibrant, don't show your light too much. No, 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 let all of that go. Find a way to release that out of you. Ask your divine to help release all of those limiting old beliefs or frequencies still being carried from past lives that are in you to be released fully so that you are ready to ask for this much bigger gifting from your divine that is yours to have.
Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Becoming Awesome with Tracy J, channeling Isis.
Welcome, everyone. I am so excited that we are going to bring back in Isis today. She will be answering questions that you, the viewers, posed, including things like, what were her teachings that she was doing when she was present in Egypt? And what was her relationship with Isis? Was it actually a physical relationship or only a metaphysical relationship? She has also indicated that she will be doing a transmission for divine power. So this is power that emanates from divine love, from the all acceptance, all that is kind of energetic, and how to have that kind of power within you. So, my first question to Isis today also came from a viewer, and this viewer was wanting to know, what does that sun and the horns represent? You are so often pictured with that above your head. So thank you, Isis, for sharing that. Beautiful sons and daughters of the sun goddesses, you who have continued interest in my time in Egypt, we are so grateful that our lineage continues onward. Thank you for your questions. So the sun and the horns represent mainly that those of us who are an understanding of the energy of Ra, who was the sun god, we are also in that understanding. And the horns at that time was a symbol of power and strength. So the two combined were often thought of as that. However, there is a deeper meaning that I wish you to know about. At that time in Egypt, there were a variety of different beings, 12th dimensional beings, including myself, ET star brothers and sisters, who chose either to incarnate in a physical human body, but who were given a pass on the forgetting. So we came in with our full awareness and grew up with the intent of becoming who we were and shifting the world at that time. And this symbol was a way of us giving a shortcut to each other to recognize that we were star brothers and sisters. One could also interpret that, instead of horns, as the many moons we have resided with on the many planets we were incarnate on, and our existence in our 12th dimensional beings, sometimes in far, far off galaxies, sometimes in your solar system on other planets. But at any rate, this was just a symbol that came to be accepted by humans and each other as a way of knowing that this person had great consciousness, great personal power, and the wisdom to teach many things that were new and necessary for their lives. We await the next question. Okay, thank you. Nice to know it was more than just the common interpretation of what we can read about. So thank you, Isis. And the next question has to do with your relationship to Osiris. In the mythology, you were the daughter of Ra, and you married your brother Osiris, which is always an interesting concept for those of us living today who have more of an understanding that genetically this is not a good idea. But specifically, the viewer wanted to know, was your relationship to Osiris a physical, like a lover's kind of relationship, or was it only a metaphysical relationship? Did you come together to symbolize just the frequencies that you brought embodied in both the masculine and feminine bodies? Thank you. Yes, we can understand why this would be of concern to you, that it was my brother Osiris that I married. But in fact, part of our high state of consciousness meant that we influenced the DNA. And so while he was my brother, there were no risks to us about being married to each other, even though, yes, our relationship was physical. We loved each other at every level. We saw in each other the source God beings that we were. We saw in each other someone who we had loved dearly, having grown up with them, having shared experiences with a family. We loved each other passionately as lovers and knew of the ways to use sexuality in a sacred mystery way to enhance our appeal to others, to raise our vibration, and to call in frequencies to assist us in what it was we were creating at that time. So we could say yes to both. It was a medical, physical relationship. It was a spiritual relationship. You may have also heard the story that another god, in his anger and jealousy, killed Osiris. And I was not having any of it. And I went and captured him from the beyond, breathed life back into him, and recovered him as my husband. That is part of my gift, that ability to go through the planes of death and other planes. There are no limitations put on me as to what energetic field I can go into. We have spoken before about the ability to bilocate. They are similar in the sense that I can energetically reorganize myself so that I am a vibrational fit for wherever I need to go. This comes from eons of experience of existing in many different galaxies, on many different planets, and my soul memories, knowing how to shift whatever physicality I am in so that it adapts and I can continue to have the abilities that I have had elsewhere. We await your next question. Very interesting. Thank you for that answer. So the next question has to do with what were your teachings at the time you were in Egypt? My teachings came at many levels at that time. To the humans that we were addressing and helping, much of what I taught was very practical. I had vast knowledge about the medicine value of plants, of how to preserve seeds, of how to enhance soil for better growing of crops. I knew a lot about the human physiology that was not known at that time by others, and so I was doing instructions for how to make births easier and how to energetically prepare for the child to come in, what oils to use on the woman's body to help her stretch enough to allow the baby to come out without tearing, and for her skin to return to its full beauty having given birth. I did a lot of teaching about the relationships between men and women and the dynamics of families and how to increase the ability to harmonize within families and to have a deeper connection to the spirit that was part of that harmonizing. There were also ways that I planted knowledge and wisdom encapsulated around the planet and found others who were star sisters and brothers in human bodies, and would do higher level teachings for them so that they could become part of the energetic field on Earth to uplift humanity and allow them to continue moving forward into higher and higher levels of civilization, intelligence, science, mathematics, really all there is to know at every level. The Earth was not ready at that time for me to do direct teachings to the majority of the humans around higher frequency teachings. But we did manage to elevate the field, especially when myself, Osiris, the Hathors, and many other beings who were extremely powerful at that time went together to hold forth in temples and where there were large crowds, and there were many in the etheric realm who would join with us and would create a circumstance whereby we raised the harmonetics, the frequencies, that we were also uplifting the DNA, encouraging the strands of DNA that were there to become the antenna, to reach into the frequencies that were becoming more and more available on the planet, and shifting even the dynamic of the physical body, the energy body, and the etheric bodies of the humans so that they could continue to get to higher and higher levels. We await your next question. Thank you, Isis. That was very, very interesting to see. I'm sort of like, my mind's racing to all the different things I've found have been discovered, and wondering how many of them were little Easter eggs that you left behind. But meanwhile, the question I would have for you is, given where humanity is today, and as we are entering into this golden era, what would you say is the most important teaching you could give to us now? We will tell you that this lesson has been being taught to you since the start of your civilization, and you somehow, most of you, have still not fully grasped it. Since so many of you viewing have some kind of Christian background, we will remind you what Christ said. This you shall do and more. Somehow, the darker elements that wanted to capture religion as a way to control and dominate did a good enough job limiting your imagination about what Christ really meant, what other great beings meant, Buddha, Kuan Yin, so many others who have come in and who have taught this. And yet we see that when you approach your divine, you ask only for crumbs. And so because you ask only for crumbs, that is all your divine can give you. It is time for you to move out of this asking for crumbs and start asking to become the channel of source energy itself, the channel of your divine to be married together into you, and for you to be able to channel the divine energies into whatever it is you are wishing to achieve. Many of you are starting to do this. You have started to remember when you go to heal someone that you are simply the asking and allowing and the directing the source energy, God's source love energy, through yourself into others, and not holding any sense of limitation, being able to have that grand imagination that thinks, yes, this can be so right here in this now moment, and just able to trust and ask and allow for that, and then it happens. Many, many more of you need to start becoming aware that there is so much more you can ask of your divine, and never take the fact that it may not happen the first time you ask as proof that it will never happen. No, there is a going back and forthness. You begin to ask, you have a greater vision of what it is you are asking, you begin to be able to open your energetic field, that space within the heart where the heart chakra is like the channel to your divine source energy begins to unwind, open wider and wider and wider, and you start being able to allow more and more source energy to channel through you. Many of you feel this, and when you first feel it, it may feel to you like, oh, it's too much, I'm shaking, I can't handle this, this must be dangerous. No, this is simply the divine source energy opening up your energy fields, shifting your physical body so that it becomes in a higher vibrational state to be able to receive this. Do not be afraid. Do not back down. Even if there may be some side effects for a little while, just keep asking your divine source, thank you. Thank you for giving, creating ease and grace around these new gifts that you are giving me. Thank you so much for helping me to integrate what it is you have given to me. But do not be fearful and do not back down. This is your time. All of the planets are aligned with you. The frequencies on Earth are aligned with you. Yes, you hold cellular memories, if you will, of lifetimes where You were defeated for trying to hold a high vibrational frequency in a low density earth. That time is past. It is time to get past those old feelings of no, don't get big, don't be vibrant, don't show your light too much. No, no, no. Let all of that go. Find a way to release that out of you. Ask your divine to help release all of those limiting old beliefs or frequencies still being carried from past lives that are in you to be released fully so that you are ready to ask for this much bigger gifting from your divine that is yours to have. We feel sometimes that the words get in the way, and we would like to move right into giving you a transmission for having divine power, for allowing divine power to flow through you and manifest what it is you ask and allow. Be mindful not to effort with this. Deeply relax. Take some deep breaths. This energy will be coming to you through the eyes, heart, hands of the channel, Tracy, as well as through vocalizations that will be happening. This is the time, if you downloaded this and are driving, to take a break and return to this place later when you can receive this fully without endangering yourself. Ask and allow within you that this continue to build within you in your waking and your dream states, building and building and building that place within the heart where you and your sacred divine meet. Yes. Yes, beautiful ones, we see many of you took this in at a very deep level. We are so grateful that so many were ready for this. Oh, you are amazing, amazing, amazing. You do not know what is in store for you coming shortly. So much opening. You will not be able to believe the changes that will be happening in the next, what is a relatively very short period of time. So many blessings to you. Thank you for showing to listen and to receive this blessing. So I am very grateful to Isis for that amazing, both the answers to the questions and for that transmission. And also grateful to those of you who asked your questions, and I encourage more of you to do the same. I look forward to channeling Isis as many times as you wish, and other great beings. It doesn't matter if you leave questions for other beings below, even though this particular channel was around Isis. I, through the sessions, encounter many new frequencies that I have not known previously by meeting your archangels, your other gods from long ago. Sometimes the vibrations you bring from other galaxies, and so I am so deeply honored to do this with you. Please like and share to anyone who you know would benefit from this transmission. And we are so grateful to you for showing up and helping forward our message. Until next time, so much love to you.